You know, this is a really weird video for me to make. As some of you probably know, I'm kind of subtle about the existence of my Patreon. Obviously, my patrons are in the credits of all my videos, but that's more or less the only time I ever reference it. I don't want to shove stuff down people's throats, especially if it's going to distract from the point of a video. This is, well, blatantly irresponsible of me, and ultimately bad for the channel. I've said before that almost all my disillusionment with YouTube comes from the two factors of practically non-existent job security and extremely variable pay. So, with this video, I aim to lay the foundation to fix that. Point is, I have a Patreon, and while I'll keep making videos even if everyone deleted their pledges from it right now, if you're a regular viewer of mine, I'd ask that you consider how much you value my videos, and then consider supporting the channel there. If you do choose to pledge on Patreon, you get to see every video I make a week early, whether you donate $1 or $100. A lot of my YouTuber buddies have urged me to bump up the early access price up to $5 or something, but I've always felt that if you're going to go out of your way to donate any amount of money to me, you deserve whatever benefits I can offer. Besides that, you'll also get access to a patron-exclusive channel on my Discord server, and of course, you'll be in the credits. I've even been thinking about streaming the thumbnail making process lately too, so maybe those streams could be another patron-exclusive thing. Anywho, it's thanks to the patrons that I've been able to experiment with my style so much lately and bump up my production value a bit. One bit of feedback that I've been seeing is that taking the pattern of my outfits and making these backgrounds out of them can be a little bit distracting, so I'm going to try and up the contrast a bit so that the background stays in the background. Let me know how you like the background of this video, and that'll be super useful to me. But anyways, buying this green screen and the lights for it and all of that made me have a sort of revelation. Wow, crowdfunding is so much more noble than just having advertisements on my videos. Firstly, if I didn't have ads on this channel, I wouldn't be inadvertently supporting some faceless, probably evil corporation. I've even heard about a friend of mine who saw ads on their videos for that awful Matt Walsh film. I really hate the idea that simply by being a YouTuber, I may have inadvertently supported something like that. But this isn't about McDonald's or Matt Walsh or anything like that. To me, it's about my own idea of peace of mind, and it's about finding our own way to subvert the corporate world. And it seems that crowdfunding is the only realistic way to do that. But besides all of that pretty language, it would also just give me so much more security than I could ever get by relying on the algorithm to show my weird videos to you all. So what I'm getting at is the promise that if my Patreon can get to $3,000 a month, I'll stop putting ads on my videos. Of course, YouTube will do what YouTube does. I've heard that they even sometimes run their own ads on videos, even if you disable that. But if we can make it to that number, I'll disable monetization on any future uploads. I really hate the idea of e-begging, so again, I just ask that you personally evaluate how much my videos mean to you, and consider pledging. If you're financially strained, please do not let this pressure you into donating. I'll still be here regardless of the outcome of this video, but even regardless of that, it does sometimes feel as if there's two roads ahead of me. Either I make this video and dedicate myself to the path of crowdfunding, or I start making algorithm-pleasing videos that I care less and less about until I go crazy and quit YouTube. In this perfect, utopian, crowdfunded future that I dream of, I'd get to make the videos that I want to make, the really good ones, and I wouldn't have to worry about whether or not I can buy groceries every week while I do it. Hell, it'd make copyright stuff a virtual non-issue for me also. There are so many movies and albums that I'd love to do videos on, but I just can't rationalize it because I wouldn't be able to make ad revenue on them. Hell, in last week's video on The Sims 3, the patrons got a significantly cooler version of the credits, but of course, copyright troubles meant I had to change the music in the version that everyone else saw. Lastly, while I'd like to end the video there, I did make a couple promises in this one, so I'd just like to cross my T's and dot my I's. If, say, the Patreon gets to above the $3,000 goalpost, my old videos will still be monetized. I just think it's reasonable. I made those videos under different financial incentives, so whatever happens with them, the seed's already been sown as far as I'm concerned. And if the Patreon gets to that goalpost then goes back under, I'll resume monetization on any videos I make after that point. So basically, if a video was made while the Patreon was above 3,000, I will never run ads on it, no matter what. And one other little detail while I've still got my lawyer hat on, while it's very rare for me to get early access to a game and actually want to make a video on it, in those cases, I'll be uploading the video as soon as the review embargo lifts. This is what happened with my video on the new Stanley Parable game. The patrons didn't get to see the video early because having a video go live the day of the game's launch was too big of an opportunity to miss out on. Other than that though, every video goes to the patrons a week earlier, even this one. The one way that this will directly change my content, in a measurable way at least, is that I'm gonna start putting these little 3-second plugs, like this, at the start of my videos from now on, but everything else will stay pretty much as it is regardless of what happens. I'm almost done here, but while I've still got your attention, I'd just like to express how thankful I am to have gotten the channel up to 300,000 subscribers. YouTube's become such a complicated emotional affair for me that I honestly don't even know what to say besides thank you at this point. I hope that you've all been enjoying how things have been going on the channel lately. Alternating between videos on games and these projects that are a bit more real-life focused has been really good for me. I'm sure that after my video, How YouTube Breaks You, a lot of you have been a bit worried for my mental health and state of mind. I'd just like to say that things have genuinely gotten a lot better since I adopted this new approach to my channel. Videos feel fresh to make again, and the loosening up on my brand has given me a lot of room to experiment with my format. It's really brought the spark back for me. And if things stagnate again, I'll just push the format a bit further and find new ways to challenge myself. From a psychological standpoint, I'm pretty optimistic about YouTube right now, and it's been a very long time since I was able to say that. My head's clearing up, and I'm starting to look at things more objectively, and my premonitions of doom have really chilled out with this thing. So that's it. That's the video. While I don't want to undermine the generosity of those who already made pledges on my Patreon, I'm sure they would agree that an entirely crowdfunded future would be the best possible state for my channel. I can make my weird, expressive videos that the algorithm really hates. I wouldn't need to be afraid of being myself, which is something that the algorithm absolutely despises, and I'd simply feel way safer. So, thanks to everyone for sticking through this video and considering what I've said. And with that, I'll see you all shortly to talk about something a bit less real. Before I close out this week's video and get to work on a video on Death Stranding, I'd just like to go ahead and verbally thank the patrons, especially those who donate $10 or more monthly, such as Ada Avery, Almost Dead Again, Amy Marshall, Anatoly Volnov, Askel, Atheist, Bindeline, Big Time Jim, Bobby Blitz, Calliope Ranis, Charlotte, Chun Gina, Colin Gajic, Cornelius Nelson, Darius Fazier, Demise, Dinesh Vashakamer, Dominic Johan, Eduardo Roca, Emma Plays Go, Fluffy Puppy Casey, George Rosenbaum, Haunted Mystic, Holly Schmidt, I Cashern, IJK, Joannis, Jake Everdeen, Joit, Jonah Shee, Jonas, JP, K, Kenneth Infinger, Knife, Laffy, Legally Graphic, Lil Bunda, Lilith Vampas Hibiscus, Liv, Luz M, Madison Crater, Megan Walker, Mia Mako, Nerfilter, Nicole, Of Lucian, Poof Donut, Praxabettle, Raxvan, Robert Botang, CeeLo, Shano, Yosh the Boss, Zoe, and Zyro. I really hope that you all received this video the right way. The last thing I want is to look like I'm e-begging, but I ran this by the patrons before I showed it to the public, and everyone seems to agree that doing this whole thing crowdfunded would be a whole lot better than just being stuck hoping that the ad revenue and the algorithm just sort of works in my favor. So hopefully you don't see this as something sinister or something manipulative. Like I said, either way I'll be here. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching.